The Braxton universe has officially ruptured. The earth is cracking, the internet is convulsing, and the family secrets Tamar just dragged into the spotlight are so explosive, so forbidden, so downright dangerous, that fans are questioning whether the Braxtons will ever recover from the fallout. Because in a moment that felt like reality TV crossed with a psychological thriller, Tamar has finally revealed the one secret the entire family swore they would take to the grave. Towanda Braxton allegedly Seduc3d Michael Jr., and the truth behind it is so twisted that even longtime fans are saying this is the darkest chapter the Braxtons have ever seen. This isn't petty drama. This isn't sibling rivalry. This is Tamar, shaking, trembling, voice cracking as she exposes a story the family has buried for over a decade. A story that insiders say nearly destroyed the family once already. A story that triggered fights, betrayals, silent treatments, therapy sessions, cease and desists, and a family fracture so deep that producers of Braxton Family Values allegedly banned certain topics from being filmed. But Tamar? She's done protecting anybody. She says Towanda crossed a line so disturbing, so calculated, that it left Michael Jr. confused, emotional, and sworn to secrecy. Tamar claims there were messages, flirty voice notes, late-night house visits, and a moment so out of bounds that even Evelyn allegedly lost control when she found out. Fans are demanding answers. Towanda is denying everything. Michael Jr. has gone silent. And Tamar says she still has much more to reveal. The moment Tamar dropped the allegation, the world snapped in half. It didn't feel like gossip. It didn't feel like shade. It felt like someone took the entire Braxton family tree, soaked it in gasoline, and flicked a match straight at the roots. Before Tamar even finished her livestream sentence, number Towanda and number Michael Jr. were already trending worldwide. Fans were refreshing timelines so fast, Twitter practically smoked, and YouTube had 10,000 reaction videos before the clip even hit the 5-minute mark. Tamar didn't drop a hint. She didn't dance around it. She said clear as daylight, sharp as a knife, that Towanda had crossed a line with Michael Jr. that no sister should ever cross. The silence that followed was so suffocating that even people who weren't Braxton fans felt the heat. But the real shock wasn't Tamar's words. It was her tone. It was the way her voice cracked, the way her eyes wouldn't blink, the way she clenched her jaw like she'd been carrying this truth around for years, and finally snapped. In every past Braxton scandal, Tamar was messy, loud, dramatic, and fully animated. But this Tamar wasn't performing. This Tamar looked haunted. This Tamar looked like someone who had seen something she could never unsee. She said, "I protected her. I protected everybody." But what she did to Michael Jr.? Unforgivable. And the internet froze mid-scroll. Then she said it again. Slower. Colder. She Seduc3'd at him. Instant nuclear meltdown. Within seconds, someone leaked a blurry screenshot from a private family group chat, allegedly showing Tamar confronting Towanda months ago. The message read, "You know exactly what you did. Stop lying on me before I show the messages." The timestamp matched a period when the sisters mysteriously stopped posting photos together. Suddenly, that random silence made sense. Suddenly, every awkward family reunion clip resurfaced with new context. Suddenly, fans started combing through old Braxton Family Values episodes, like CSI investigators analyzing surveillance footage. A TikTok user posted a slowed-down clip from Season 5 where Towanda and Michael Jr. are laughing a little too close in the kitchen, Towanda playfully touching his shoulder. At the time, it seemed harmless. But now? The comments exploded with people circling every frame. And then the internet collectively gasped when someone found a deleted Instagram comment from years ago, Michael Jr. responding to Towanda with a heart emoji. It meant nothing back then. Now it looked like evidence. But the real earthquake came when a voice note leak surfaced. A 17-second audio clip, allegedly sent from Towanda to Michael Jr. late at night. Her voice is low, playful, soft in a way fans had never heard her speak to a family member. She says, "You know you can come by if you want. I'm up." Just that. No context. No explanation. But enough to destroy the internet. People said the tone was wrong. People said the intent was wrong. People said Tamar wasn't lying. And then the voice note was taken down everywhere. Every upload, every repost, every backup, deleted. Fans swore someone from inside the family was striking it down manually. Tamar went silent immediately after the leak. And that silence was louder than any rant she could have posted. Her team declined statements. Her friends dropped cryptic tweets. Tamika posted, "Sometimes the devil lives in your own house," and the tweet was deleted within minutes. But the damage was done. Meanwhile, Towanda finally broke her silence with a single message on her Instagram story. "Don't play with me. Don't play with my name." No denial. No clarification. Just a threat. The internet noticed. People started saying her reaction wasn't the reaction of an innocent person. Fans accused her of trying to intimidate Tamar. Some said Towanda was panicking. Others said she was preparing for war, but the next twist hit harder than all of that. A former Braxton Family Values producer anonymously messaged a gossip account saying that there was an incident years ago between Towanda and Michael Jr. that nearly shut down production for 2 weeks. The producer said cameras were rolling when Tamar confronted Towanda privately, and the audio allegedly captured Tamar shouting, "You're disgusting," and Michael Jr. crying in the background. The footage never aired. The producer said network executives sealed it permanently because it crossed every legal and ethical line. They couldn't show it. They couldn't mention it. They couldn't even hint at it. Fans begged for proof. Then another leak surfaced, a blurry screenshot of an email, allegedly from the production team, warning the crew to avoid filming any interactions between Towanda and Michael Jr. unless supervised. That sent the internet into full meltdown. Suddenly, everyone understood why the family dynamic felt strangely cold during that season. Suddenly, viewers realized why scenes felt chopped, edited, oddly stitched together. The truth had been hiding in plain sight. Then, Michael Jr. himself unintentionally added gasoline to the wildfire. Someone unearthed an old IG Live where he said, "I don't mess with certain people anymore, not for family reasons but for personal reasons." At the time, everyone assumed he meant a cousin, but now, fans said the way he paused, the way he looked off camera before saying personal reasons, suggested something deeper. Then he ended the live abruptly, when Towanda walked into the room. That clip resurfaced instantly. Millions viewed it. Millions commented. And then things escalated when an anonymous Twitter account, with a username that looked suspiciously like one of Tony's burner accounts, tweeted, "Tamar wasn't supposed to reveal that. Towanda knows what she did." The tweet was deleted within seconds. But screenshots flooded the internet. Now people believed Tamar wasn't alone. Now people believed the family had always known. Meanwhile, Evelyn Braxton stayed silent in a way that didn't feel protective, in a way that felt like fear. Because right as the drama peaked, a recording leaked of Evelyn crying to a friend, saying, "I told them to keep it quiet. God knows I tried." That single line detonated the story beyond repair. If Evelyn tried to keep it quiet, then something was there. Something real. Something dangerous. Something Tamar wasn't supposed to reveal. And then another clip emerged, this one from a fan who attended an old meet and greet where Tamar allegedly told someone off mic, "If y'all knew what Towanda did, y'all wouldn't call me dramatic ever again." Fans screamed. Because Tamar had been hinting for years. And no one listened. Then someone claiming to be a family insider dropped the final bomb of Section 1. You haven't even heard the worst part yet. The real story is way darker. Towanda's not the only one involved. Tamar's just warming up. The world panicked. The comments exploded. And Tamar? Still silent. Which meant one thing. She was preparing to drop something even more explosive. The internet had barely finished screaming from the first wave of allegations when Section 2 of this nightmare detonated like a grenade in the middle of the Braxton bloodline. Because just as fans were trying to digest the voicemail leaks, the blurred screenshots, the producer confessions, and Evelyn's suspicious silence, a brand new leak hit the timeline, and this one wasn't from Tamar, Towanda, or Michael Jr. It came from the last person anyone expected. Ashley, the niece who had already blown the doors off the Braxton family weeks earlier with her own revelations. Ashley went live again, voice shaking but steady, and dropped a bomb that made everything Tamar said look like a gentle warm-up. When people flooded her comments begging her to leave the drama alone, to protect the family brand, to stop feeding the fire, she said, "Y'all don't understand. Tamar didn't even tell you half of it. Towanda knows exactly what she did. And Michael Jr. knows too." The comments section erupted instantly. Fans begged her to clarify, to elaborate, to spill the tea. But Ashley paused, exhaled, and said the sentence that flipped the internet inside out. "I saw the messages." Those 4 words hit harder than a courthouse confession. The chat exploded with panic. People asked her how she saw them, when she saw them, where they came from. But Ashley just kept repeating, "I saw the messages. And if Tamar posts them, everyone will finally know why she was furious all these years." But before she could say more, her live abruptly cut. Technical glitch? Phone died? Someone stopped her? Nobody knew. What people did know was that 5 minutes later, an anonymous Instagram account posted a censored screenshot of what looked like a text conversation between Towanda and Michael Jr. The usernames were blurred, the dates cropped, but the language? Unmistakable. One message read, "Don't tell anyone you came over, they wouldn't understand." Another said, "You know, I only act that way with you." The internet melted. People screamed. People denied. People theorized. Some said the messages were fake. Some said they matched Towanda's texting style perfectly. Some said they came from an old cloud backup that Tamar had quietly saved. And then someone posted a claim that made the timeline choke. "I used to work for one of the Braxtons. This drama is real." We all knew something was off between them. Screenshots flooded in of old crew members liking shady tweets. Producers quietly sipping tea through cryptic emojis. Hairstylists reposting Tamar's rant with the caption, "Finally." People who had worked in the Braxton orbit for years suddenly felt bold, unafraid, ready to talk. But Towanda wasn't letting that narrative run unchecked. She went live. And her live was the most unhinged, chaotic, emotional explosion she has ever broadcast. She was pacing the room, finger wagging at the camera, yelling that people were spreading lies, that Tamar was jealous, that Ashley was seeking clout, that the Braxton brand was being targeted by demonic energy. She said, "I have never crossed a line with Michael Jr. Tamar is lying. She is sick. She needs help." But her rant didn't clear her. It made everything worse. Because during the live, Towanda slipped. She said, "Michael was grown. He could have said no." The comments section erupted. She tried to walk it back, tried to reword it, but the damage was irreversible. Fans screamed, "What do you mean he could have said no? So something did happen. You just admitted something." Towanda panicked, ended the live mid-sentence, and disappeared. Within minutes, hashtags like #CancelTowanda and #ProtectMichael Jr. started trending. Fans demanded Towanda's removal from all future Braxton projects. Some threatened boycotts. Others begged Tamar to leak the messages Ashley mentioned so people could see the truth for themselves. Then the darkest twist arrived. A private phone call leaked. No video, just audio. 2 women whispering. One voice was unmistakably Tamar. The other sounded exactly like Toni Braxton. Toni said, "Towanda knows what she did. I told her she crossed a line that night. She's the one who needs to apologize, not Tamar." You could hear Tamar breathing hard, emotional, exhausted. She whispered, "I'm tired, Toni. I'm tired of carrying this alone." The call ended. The internet split like tectonic plates. Because for the first time, there was evidence, real, undeniable evidence that another Braxton sister knew something happened. Toni's name trended for hours. Some fans praised her for finally admitting it. Others said she didn't defend Tamar publicly because she was afraid of looking disloyal. Some accused her of trying to control the narrative behind the scenes. Some said the call was old. Some said it was recent. Nobody had proof either way. While the world dissected every pixel of the leak, Michael Jr. resurfaced online for a brief moment, posting a black screen on his IG story with 3 words, "Leave me alone." He deleted it 30 seconds later. But the damage was done. People begged him to speak. People demanded he set the record straight. People accused the family of silencing him. Some even speculated that lawyers were involved now, trying to shut down the firestorm before it got too big to contain. And then the biggest twist of Section 2 hit like a meteor. A Braxton relative, someone far removed from the main spotlight, posted a vague Facebook rant that had the whole internet in a chokehold. No names were mentioned, but the implication was crystal clear. Some people messed with boundaries they shouldn't have. Some people protected the wrong person. Some people let the truth rot in the dark. And now the light is exposing everybody. This relative deleted the post within 3 minutes, but screenshots spread instantly. People recognized the writing style. People recognized the profile picture blur. Fans claimed it was written by one of Evelyn's siblings. If that was true, then even extended family knew. Then came the final leak of Section 2, something so shocking the internet still hasn't recovered. A 25-second video clip, allegedly from a Braxton Family Values production vault, leaked onto a private Discord server before it got wiped. In the clip, Tamar is seen yelling at producers off camera, saying, "Y'all want to protect Towanda but not Michael? Y'all are disgusting. You know what she did." Producers are trying to calm her down, but Tamar is sobbing, shaking, furious. The clip ends with Tamar throwing her mic onto the floor. Fans lost their minds. If this footage was real and it looked painfully real, then the network covered up a major family scandal to protect the Braxton brand. That meant Tamar had been telling the truth for years. And the world ignored her. The internet is now demanding one thing. Where is the rest of that vault footage? Where is the real story? Where is Michael Jr.? And what is Tamar preparing to expose next? Because the way Section 2 ended, one thing became painfully obvious. Towanda's scandal wasn't even the final layer. It was the doorway, and Tamar was about to walk through it. The moment Section 3 began, the entire Braxton universe felt like it was holding its breath, waiting, trembling, bracing for whatever Tamar was about to unleash. Because at this point, the internet wasn't just watching the drama anymore. The internet was invested, fully entrenched in a family meltdown that felt bigger than reality TV. Bigger than gossip. Bigger than anything the Braxtons had ever experienced. The leaks, the messages, the deleted lives, none of that compared to what Tamar was preparing now. You could feel it in her silence. People weren't refreshing their timelines, they were camped on their screens. And then it happened. A mysterious Dropbox link surfaced on Twitter posted from an account that looked suspiciously like one of Tamar's burner pages. The account had 0 followers, 0 posts, and the name, Truth Will Prevail T. The link circulated for 10 minutes before it vanished. But by then, the internet had already downloaded it. And what was inside that Dropbox folder? Not one leak, not 2 leaks, but 3 separate files that detonated the entire story beyond recognition. The first file was the most disturbing. A recorded conversation, audio only, between Michael Jr. and an unidentified family member. His voice is trembling, broken, raw in a way fans have never heard. He says, "Nobody believed me. Nobody. I tried to talk about it, but everyone told me to shut up and respect the family." The person on the other end whispers, "We should have protected you. I'm sorry," he says. "Towanda made me feel like I was crazy. She told me if I said anything, it would tear the family apart, so I stayed quiet. I thought it was my fault." Fans listened in stunned silence. Michael didn't name Towanda directly. But the context? The tone? It was unmistakable. People cried. People panicked. People demanded justice. Hashtags trended again, number Believe Michael Jr. and number Braxton Cover-Up. Lawyers on TikTok began stitching the audio, explaining how grooming victims often blame themselves. mental health advocates stepped in. The conversation shifted from toxic family drama to actual psychological harm. But Tamar wasn't done. Because the second leaked file was a screen recording, grainy, shaky, filmed from another phone of Evelyn Braxton confronting Towanda in what looked like a private family meeting. They're in a dimly lit living room. No cameras, no mics, just raw chaos. Evelyn is crying. Towanda is pacing. Tamar is in the corner, arms folded, face stone cold. Evelyn says, "You crossed a line, Towanda. I told you that back then. I told you it wasn't right." Towanda snaps. "Why are y'all still bringing this up? It was years ago. He doesn't even remember everything." Tamar explodes. He remembers enough. And the room descends into screaming. The clip ends mid-fight as someone knocks the phone out of the recorder's hand. The video hit the internet like a hurricane. People analyzed every pixel. Some tried to claim the audio was edited. Others said the lighting matched Evelyn's old house. But no amount of denial could erase the shaking in Evelyn's voice. That wasn't acting. That wasn't scripting. That was a mother confronting a daughter about something that should have never happened. The family could have stayed silent. They could have pretended it was fake. They could have ignored all the chaos. But then Tony stepped into the storm. Not with a live, not with a statement, but with something far more dramatic. She unfollowed Towanda. And for the Braxton family, that was the equivalent of a nuclear strike. Fans documented it instantly. Screenshots, video proof, timestamp receipts. Tony's unfollow triggered a meltdown across every social media platform. People began pulling up old interviews where Tony gave Towanda side-eye. Clips where she interrupted her. Moments where she seemed annoyed. Suddenly, everything made sense. But the real shock came not from Tony. It came from Trina. Trina, usually quiet, diplomatic, level-headed, went live unexpectedly. She was visibly shaken, hair undone, eyes puffy like she'd been crying for hours. She said, "This family is hurting. A lot has happened that the world doesn't know about. And Tamar told the truth. She told the truth because the truth was never allowed to breathe in this family. We were raised to protect the image, protect the name, protect the show. But protecting the name hurt people. It hurt all of us." Fans froze. Because Trina never picks sides. But today, she picked one. Then she added a knife twist nobody was ready for. "I told Towanda years ago that what she did was wrong. She said it wasn't that serious. She said Michael would forget, but he didn't." The comments section erupted so violently that Trina ended the live mid-sob. Towanda was now more isolated than she had ever been in her entire career. Her sisters were pulling away one by one. Her mother wasn't defending her. Michael Jr. was silent but clearly hurting. Ashley had doubled down. And Tamar? Tamar was preparing her final blow. Because the third and final leaked file from the Dropbox folder was the most damaging of all. A handwritten journal entry, allegedly from Michael Jr. during his teenage years. It was scanned, blurry, difficult to read, but certain lines were clear enough to send chills down the spine. "I don't know why she acts different with me. I don't feel safe when she drinks. I feel guilty because she says I make her feel things she's not supposed to feel. I wish someone believed me." The last line broke the internet in half. Even people who had defended Towanda switched sides instantly. Influencers who had mocked Tamar for being dramatic issued public apologies. Podcasts dedicated entire episodes to analyzing the handwriting, the ink, the date in the upper corner. And while the world descended deeper into chaos, Towanda finally returned to the internet with a video so frantic, so desperate, so drenched in panic, that it only confirmed every suspicion. She was crying uncontrollably, insisting everything was lies. Claiming the journal was fake, saying Tamar was trying to destroy her life. She said she loved Michael like a bonus son, which only made things worse. The comments turned into a war zone. People accused her of manipulation. People begged her to stop talking. People told her to get a lawyer. People told her to apologize. But Towanda wasn't apologizing. She was spiraling. And that's when Tamar finally reappeared. She posted a single message on X. "You wanted the truth, now you have it, and I haven't even started." The internet screamed. Because if this wasn't the start, what on earth was Tamar holding back? Rumors spread that there were more recordings, more texts, possibly even a full confession captured on an old voicemail. People claimed We.TV producers had a whole archive of deleted scenes documenting the fallout. Others said Evelyn had recorded diary videos for her therapist, describing everything. But the detail that pushed fans over the edge came from a verified source, a former Braxton production assistant who tweeted, "There was a night everything blew up. Cameras were rolling. If that footage leaks, it will end the entire franchise." That was the moment fans realized Tamar hadn't exposed the family. She had barely cracked the door open. And the rest of the truth? The darkest truth? The part every family member was terrified of? That was still coming. Before you scroll away, before you let this moment slip through your fingers, you need to understand something. This story is nowhere near over. What you just heard is only the surface of a scandal that has been buried, protected, sugar-coated, and smothered for years. Tamar didn't just expose a family secret. She cracked open a vault that the Braxtons have spent decades trying to seal shut, and the truth that's leaking out now? It's bigger. It's darker. It's more twisted than anybody on the outside ever imagined. There are more recordings, more messages, more witnesses, more relatives who have stayed silent out of fear and loyalty. More producers who are ready to talk because NDAs are expiring. There are files, documents, private tapes, full arguments caught on camera that have never seen the light of day. And Tamar has hinted loudly that she hasn't even dropped the real bomb yet. She's saving it. She's waiting. She's watching the internet react, watching her family panic, watching the truth spread like wildfire. And when that final truth hits, it's going to rewrite everything you think you know about this family. So if you want to be here when the next explosion drops, if you want to see the leaks first, if you want to hear the unfiltered reality before the spin machines kick in, then you need to like this video, leave a comment, and hit subscribe right now. Because the next part of this story, you do not want to find out secondhand.